start today's example with GCD LCM. Start with GCD. Previous session we have completed until Fibonacci and then multiplication table. GCD means greatest common divisor. Another name called HCF, highest common factor among two numbers. Okay, let's see HCF of two numbers. This is the program name. Okay, now let's two numbers we need to find out HCF na. Just num1. I am taking two numbers. Num2. Enter number 1. And then again enter number 2. Second number. I am second number. Common factor means there will be common factors. Common factors means the factors which are divisible by both numbers. Let's see one by one. What are the? Let's print all common factors for both numbers. Okay. Let's run until num1 instead of okay. I is equal to 1. I less than num1 or equal to, let's do or equal to, I equal to I plus 1 is same as I plus plus. Okay, let's print all common factors. If num1 percentile I equals to 0 and num2 percentile I equals to 0. What does this mean? Printf percentile D comma, let's give space for one by one I. Okay, this will print all common factors, all the common factors for num1 and num2. Okay, let's print only common factors. Let's do, we'll see HCF and then okay. And this will num percentile I equals to 0 means num percentile, suppose something 5 10, num1 is 5, num2 is 10. 5 percentile 1 equals to 0, true. 5 percentile 2 equals to this, 10 percentile 1 equals to 0. In both case it is true, then this is a common, I is a common factor. That's why I am printing I equals to 1. 1 is the common factor for all the numbers. That is we know, everybody knows. Percentile I means we are checking the remainder. Percentile means remainder. By means quotient. Quotient remainder. You just check that one. Okay. If the num1 will be this one, num1 will be the same. I will go to, it will check until 1 2 1 2 3 4 5. If num1 is 5, it will go until 5. First it will go I equal to 1, again I plus plus, I equal to 2, again I equals to 3 4 5 until I equals to 5. It will check 5 numbers. Yeah, let's see, let's print all common factors here. Execute, compile and run. Yeah, I is not declared. You see, I undeclared. If we get I undeclared, we need to declare I as well. I undeclared. That's why it is throwing error. We need to declare I. Execute, compile and run. Suppose num1 is 5, num2 is 10. See, 1, 5. These two are only common factors. What is HCF means? HCF means highest common factor. Let's go to execute, compile and run. Let's see some other numbers. 25, 50. Let's see. 1, 5, 25. See, these three are common factors. Let's see, execute, compile and run. Let's see 50, 100 or say 80. See, these are called common factors. In that case, we need to print the HCF, highest common factor. Highest common factor. Highest common factor is 10. That means 10 we have to print. Now in that case, what shall we do? Comma HCF. Then HCF equals to I. Then at the end you can print HCF or GCD equals to percentage slash n for new line. Control S. Yeah. In this case, what will happen? All factors, first of all, 1 is the common factor. HCF equal to 1. Second time, 5 will come. 5 is the common factor. Then HCF will 1 will go, and then HCF is equal to 5. Until it will go to until a dead end. Whatever the last common factor, it will overrides. Okay. This will be overriding. This is concept called overriding. First one common factor. Yeah, HCF equal to 1. Again, I equals to 5 means 5 might be the common factor. Again, HCF equal to I equal to 5. Then 1 goes, and then 5 occupies into HCF. Again 10. Again 10 goes. Again it come. Again 5 goes. Again 10 will come to HCF. Like this. Let's say execute, compile and run. This is 30, 40. 30, 40. Yeah. HCF or GCD is 10. That's it. Next one is LCM, least common multiple. Least common multiple. See, there is another formula is there. Least common multiple equals to num1 into num2 divided by GCD. Now we have the GCD is there. Now we got the GCD. GCD HCF is there. Now you can print something like this. LCM equals to num1 into num2 by GCD HCF. That's it. This is one small formula. LCM of two numbers. LCM equals to percent LD. LCM. Here HCF now, instead of HCF we can go to LCM as well. We need to declare. Save, execute, compile and run. Num1 30, num2 40. You see HCF equals to 10 and then LCM equals to 120. Is the common multiple for 30 and 40. That's it. Ideally, how to calculate LCM? We'll go to 30 comma 40. Like this now we'll do LCM. And then let's go to 10. 10 3s are 30. 10 4s are 40. Then this there is no common multiple. 10 3 is 30. 30 4s are 120. That is called now we got output. If you find the HCF as common factor, this is the LCM equation formula, shortcut formula. You need not to do like this. 10 into 3 into 4. That's called 120. 30 40. Execute once again. We'll see 30 40. Uh, you see LCM is 120. You see LCM is 120. Correct? Okay, let's go to another program. Yeah, you can implement like this as well. You see something, this code. Okay, it will work like that only. Here what they are taking, they are checking whether the which one is the maximum number. If max percentile n1 equals to 0 and max percentile n2 equals to 0, LCM of percentile d, okay, something. Again it is infinite loop. Okay, break statement is coming. Okay, to understand this it will take somewhat difficult. You can calculate GCD and then use this simple formula. Then you will get the LCM as well. Okay, let's go to another program. C program to display characters from A to Z using for loop. Yeah. I want only one variable. For I equals to 63, I less than 92, I plus plus. Okay. Printf %lc /n %ld. comma I comma I. What is happening here? Okay, I value. This is ASCII value of capital A, small a. Those things will come into picture now. Percentile C. Percentile C means it will. What are the ASCII value of 63? It will convert it into this ASCII value convert into character, and then it will print whatever the character it is. Let's run this program. You'll see what will be print. Percentile C will print um, alphabets. Percentile D will print numbers as well. Okay, execute. Oh, execute, compile and run. First of all, save. You see something like this. Capital A equals to 65. ASCII value of 65. ASCII value of A is equal to 65. You can print like this instead of like that. It should be somewhat meaningful. Save, execute, compile and run. ASCII value of question mark equal to 63. ASCII value of capital A equals to 65. All the ASCII values are printed. ASCII value of Z equals to 91. You can increase until 120. It will print a small ASCII value of lowercase characters also it will print. You see small a equals to 97, W 109. All ASCII values of all characters. There will be 300 minus 300 plus 300. ASCII values you can print, you can try minus 300 here, plus 300. Those many ASCII values are there. Okay, right now we are able to see all these things. Okay, you can print the value of output ABCDs as well as ASCII values. C program to count number of digits in an integer. Yeah, let's go to some. Okay, enter n, printf, enter integer, scanf, percentile d, comma, address of n. Okay, if I enter something like, how many digits are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 digits are there. Then the output should be 5. Then how will we do that? While n less than 0, n greater than 0. Okay. Yeah, n comma count. We need to count now. How many digits are there? Count equals to 0. Let it be. Then n is equals to n percentile n by 10. Then count equals to count plus 1. Yeah, what is happening here? Let's suppose count equal to 1. Let it be n by 10. Suppose in this case n by 10 means the result of n by 10 is this one. It will go off. This will go off. And then again n greater than 0. Yeah, n value is too much. 3000. And that means n greater than 0. Again it will come how down. N equal to n by 10. Again this the n value is this one. Again n greater than 0. Yeah, n is 345. N greater than 0. It is true. Again n by 10. N by 10 means again this go off. Again count equals to count plus 1. Count equals to 3. Count will increase. Again n value is 34. Yeah, n is greater than 0. Yeah, 0. N by 10 means, yeah, now 3. Now count will increase. Again n greater than 0. Yeah, it is greater than 0. 3 is greater than 0, no? Yeah, n by 10 means it will go off. It will be 0.3 something. Then count will increase. Again n value, n is greater than 0. Is it greater than 0? No, it is less than 0. Then it will come out, and then number of digits. Printf number of digits equals to percentile d, comma, count. Save. Execute. Oh, let's go. Execute, compile and run. You see how many digits are there? 1 2 3 4 5. Oh, it is 6. 1 2 3 4 5 6. No, let's count equals to 0 only. Execute, compile and run. Now 6 na? Yeah, 6. Execute, compile and run. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, let's run with the different numbers. 9. Yeah, it is working. 9. Correct. Now the program count the number of digits in an integer. It is done. C program to reverse a number. Yeah. Okay. Suppose number is uh, 2 3 4 5 6. I want to print the reverse of this number. Instead of doing count, what we will do? Reverse. Reverse equals to, let it be. What? While doing reverse, what are the scenarios we need to do? Suppose 2 3 4 5 6 is there. Something. Okay, let's do some analysis here. Ah, this is n. Let's suppose n equals to something. N equals to 2 3 4 5 6. Now n percentile 10 means what value will come? N percentile 10 means 6. 6 output 6 will come. And then n by 10 means this value will come. You see what we are getting? Every time we need to do n percentile 10, and then we'll add this thing to reverse. That's it, simple. Reverse equals to, or else we will go to remainder. Remainder. Just remainder equals to n percentile 10. This goes to something at the end. Let's do. Here, what it will go? Reverse plus remainder equals to, okay, last value is coming. Then what shall we do? Last value came. That will reverse equals to reverse into mm, okay, let it be. This logic reverse into 10. Reverse value is 0. 0 into 10, 10 plus n. 0 into 10, 0 only. 0 plus n equal to 6. That means reverse value is 6. First, reverse value is 6. Next one. Now this part is over. Now n value is 2, 3, 4, 5. N equals to n plus 10 means n by 10 means 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the n value is 2, 3, 4, 5. Now n percentile 10 means here 5. N percentile 10. Whatever the last character it will go. N percentile 10 means it will give 5. Again reverse equals to 6 now. Uh, this is remainder. Remainder equal to n percentile 10. This is equal to remainder. Okay. Remainder. Oh, not reverse. Sorry. Remainder. Hmm. This will be remainder. Okay. Then this remainder. Remainder right now it is 5. Already reverse equal to 6. Okay. Now 6 into 10. 6 into 10. 10 plus remainder. Remainder is 5. Okay. 6 into 10 means 60. Plus 5 means 65. All thing is 65. You see? From back to front it is coming now. 5, 6 is coming. Again 6, 5 is coming. Now n by 10 means 2, 3, 4, 5 goes to 2, 3, 4. That's it. N by 10 means 2, 3, 4, 5 goes to 2, 3, 4. Again n by n percentile 10 means 4. Again 4 it will come. Again reverse equals to remainder is 4. Again reverse equals to reverse into this into 10 plus what is the remainder? This is remainder. This remainder is 4. 4. 65 into 10, 650. 650 plus 4, 654. This value is 654. You see, 456 goes to 654. Yeah, it will come like this. That's why this reverse function. This is the logic for reverse of an integer, reverse of a number. Okay, that's why yeah, you can say this will definitely does until how n greater than 0, that number integer. Okay, the reverse of a number equals to percentile d. Rev. This is the reverse. You see this one reverse into 10 plus remainder. Remainder should be just picking the last character, last digit, this digit. This n by 10 means once last digit is picked, we'll do only the remaining things. Okay. You need to understand 1 by 10 what is the value of this, n percentile 10 what is the value of this, and then reverse into 10 plus remainder. That means you need to calculate manually what I have done like this. Let's do compile and run. Execute, compile and run. You see 5 3 yeah, it is perfectly reversed. Execute, compile and run. You see reverse of a number is same. This what is the name of this? This is called palindrome. Palindrome, huh? Something is there. Okay. Yeah, palindrome means if you do the reverse, if you reverse the same number, it will come the same value. That is called palindrome. If you do the same number reverse, then this will be the palindrome. Palindrome string or palindrome number. Okay. Madam. If you do reverse of that madam, then the same name will come. Okay. Next one is reverse of a number. Calculate the power of a number. And then how many programs are there? Oh, too many are there. C program to check whether a number is palindrome or not. Then how can we do? Yeah, same like this. Let's do the same thing. Reverse, we just did reverse. If reverse equals to n, printf, the given number is palindrome. That's it, simple. Else the given number is not palindrome. Simple. This is the thing. Save, execute, compile and run. See, the given number is not palindrome. You see reverse, both are not same. Then execute, compile and run. Let's check one more number. It is palindrome number. The given number is not palindrome. How come? 4 5 6 7 6. Oh, n become something changed. Yeah, here we need to change something, temporary variable. Next go to temporary variable, go to n. Let's store that n value. N value is changing now. At the end n goes to greater than less than 0. That's why we need to keep the value in the temporary variable. Then instead of temp n, temp. Okay, so that we'll get that whatever the input number, I am copying the value into the temporary variable, integer variable. Then I am checking the reverse and then temp. If both are equal, yeah. See, the given number is palindrome. Both are same. This is the temp value. This is the reverse value. Okay. You can write like this. The given number equals to percentile d temp. And then the reverse of the number equals to percentile d. Just two new lines. Display, execute, compile and run. Yeah, the same value. Where n value also we are keeping it to inside temp. Both are same. See, the given number equals to this one. Reverse of the number equals to this one. The given number is palindrome. Let's do execute run. The given number is this one. Reverse of the number is the given number is not palindrome. That's it, simple. Same program, you just make sure the temp value, the given number, enter integer. This is changing the n value. That's why n value will become at the end 0, less than 0. Actual number we need to store in the temporary variable. At the end you can verify. Okay, tomorrow we'll see the remaining programs, prime or not, prime number between two numbers, check Armstrong number. Okay, let's stop this session today.